Alrighty, I think we'll transition here quickly into door knocking. I wanted to bring this up because it's a great springtime prospecting um, way to get out there and spread your name and make contacts and generate business. And I was just chatting with Morgan the other day down there in Chambersburg, and they had a really good idea, I thought, and they're currently doing this. Morgan, you want to kind of take it over and tell us what you guys are doing and how you put that together?
Yeah, so we decided to do door knocking on Good Friday. We thought it would be a good day because a lot of people were off on Good Friday and the weather here was beautiful. So we chose a neighborhood that is very transitional right now, where there's a lot of houses going on the market, they're selling quickly, and there's a lot of families in that neighborhood. So we knew that it was like it's sort of sought after in a way, and the price point there is really good compared to some other neighborhoods. So what we did was we went on to the MLS and we created like a grid around the neighborhood that we wanted to go to. We printed off mailing labels is how we did it. And then we put the mailing labels in order by street. And then each person got a sheet of the mailing labels. The only reason we did mailing labels was because not only did it give the address, but it also gave the name. So that way, when we went to the door, we could be like, oh, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like we're so-and-so, whatever. So we wanted to hand something out that wasn't like super intimidating. But of course, like when you start handing out to an entire neighborhood, it can get a little bit expensive. So we actually contacted the chamber, and I have it. Sorry, guys, I'm in the car. But we handed out like this bag, and it's from the chamber. And inside of it, they made these for us for free. Like I literally contacted the chamber and they made like 100 bags. And there's like a notepad in it, all kinds of stuff. Like here's about the like a wine beer trail tour. There's information in here, like different booklets with like history and a wedding booklet, all kinds of stuff. So basically, it's all information that's happening this summer and spring. So different events and activities that's going on in the local community. So we thought that that would obviously be a good idea to hand out because people want to know like what's going on in the summer, what's going on in the spring. So we handed that out, but then also we took the MLS sheet with some of the houses that were selling in their neighborhood. We stapled it to the front with our business card and hand wrote them a note and just kind of said like, this is what's happening in your neighborhood. If you have questions, like we'd be happy to meet with you. A little bit of feedback from it. We had some people that were like very appreciative, and I've received 2 text messages from people that were like, thank you so much for that information. Like we had no idea that all these events were happening. That's great. We did have some people that I don't know if it was because it was Good Friday and it was like kind of their first day off. It was like a vacation. It was nice out. So they were just more worried with like mowing the lawn and stuff, that they were kind of like annoyed that we were there at their house, which I mean, I understand, and we sort of expected that. I think going forward that because we sort of knocked on their door and was like, hey, like, I'm with Remax, but we're handing out information about the local community, like different events and your local real estate market. As soon as they saw the part like with our business card stapled on the front, they're like, oh no, we don't want it. So I think in the future, maybe if we would have tucked that inside the bags, so when they open it up and that way on the front, it's just talking like about Franklin County. It's not as intimidating for them. But it's still good information to hand out, I feel like, because also if they show up at these events that's going on in the local community, I mean, we're part of them. So my hope is that they saw us in the neighborhood and then they're going to see us again when they come to the events, maybe make another connection. I don't know, but it was very nice of the chamber. And I mean, they were bags with like handles. So even if people weren't home, we could just hang them right on their door. So, if your chamber doesn't offer something like this, maybe you yourself could just print off like a calendar of events or whatever, and hand it out. But surprisingly, our chamber was very like helpful and wanted us to hand this stuff out because obviously it's promoting them, but it was a non-evasive way for us to hand stuff out as well. I would love to learn from other people if they've done it, like what's worked for them, what's not worked for them, just to kind of get like better at it. I think the first time was a huge learning experience for our team.
Yeah, honestly, I loved hearing about this the first time, and this is a lot of really good information. I think this is a cool, innovative way to, you know, in an inexpensive way to get out there and get in front of people and have a conversation. And obviously, you got some good feedback. Obviously, there's always going to be a few grumpy people out there that aren't going to want to hear from anybody, but you got people texting you back. That's awesome. Now you have a means of people to follow up going forward. And if you keep doing that, obviously it's going to lead to more business for you guys and your team. So that is definitely very cool. I know some other ways people do it are the pop buys that people do on pretty much a quarterly basis. I don't know if Michelle's on the call. I don't think she is, but she's big into that. You know, quarterly they go around to their database and drop by in person and drop them off a item of value. And you know, it's just a good way to stay in touch with your past clients and centers of influence. Anyone else have some good door knocking experiences they want to share with us?
Brooks, one of the things I would like to say is that when you're door knocking, and I learned this way long time ago in the insurance business, when you knock on a door, the people answer, always take one step back and then introduce yourself. You're out of their space. It's a less threatening technique to knocking on that door. So it's something that's very important, non-invasive, and then you introduce yourself. And it will help you greatly in the response to those people. Okay?
Absolutely. That's good to know. And that kind of goes in hand with the NLP stuff that Donna Fleetwood used to teach us. Alrighty, guys.
I think that real quick, I just want to remind, something that I do is door knocking doesn't just have to be on residential, your residential prospects. So I do door knocking on businesses also, people that I service, people who service me through the, through the year. I will drop off thank yous, or bankers who end up getting people who are looking for multi-unit properties, things like that. So it's not just about those residential leads. You can also door knock on your local businesses as well.
Sure. We actually had a previous agent. He now lives in Louisiana, but he would go to just local grocery stores and Walmarts and, have conversations with people throughout the store, just passing out business cards and talking to them about real estate. So you don't need a physical door per se, residentially to door knock. You can just go out and contact the people, even if it's in your local grocery store. So, alrighty, guys, I think we'll wrap this up here for today, unless anyone has anything else they want to quickly share.
Brooks, kind of on the same lines as door knocking, I just want to put a plug in for these things. We as a company have several hundred of these. It's called a welcome home kit. So we have these inside the kit. There's all kinds of fun stuff that you can give your clients, everything from cleaning things, the whole 9 yards. So we have these available to any and all of you. If you want to give them to your clients, if you want to do a pop by with these, this is fantastic for you.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. If you guys want to use those in your efforts, reach out to probably Aaron or Ashley, and we can get you hooked up with some of those welcome home kits. Alrighty, guys, we'll wrap this up for today. Thanks for jumping on the call. I'll send out the recap. I don't have the topic picked out yet for next week, but as soon as I do, I'll send it out to you. All right, guys, have a great week.
Thank you. Bye.